here with Ryan Corsiato at Diamond Pond. Part of our tips from the Bass College on little out-of-the-way places. It's why we have several different boats. They have a small 14-foot V-bottom, a little pond hopper. You want a kayak. You've got to have a variety of boats if you want to hunt for trophy bass. This is another example of a good Delaware pond with no ramp. It's really not pressured because people just can't gain access. So we'll be going to a lot of places, Macaulay's, Burton's, all these little out-of-the-way places, some places nobody knows about in the middle of the woods, catch giant trophy bass, golf course ponds. We're going to do it all. So we'll see you guys in a minute. We'll see what happens here down in Lower Delaware. Got that beautiful pond scum out here now. This is when it's really good. I fished this back in the 60s, as early as 1964. And this is where one of the bass came at night, 8 pounds, 10 ounces that we won the Big Bass World Championship with in 1999 and went to Table Rock Lake. Came right out of this pond. What type of frog is that?
It's a spro popping frog. In like a dark brown color.
First one here. It's crazy. We've had a couple of blow-ups, but this is the first one we caught out here way off the shore in the grass. Not giant by any means. They pulled a swim jig. This is a dirty jig swim. Ready to go that bait pop. Is this a bass or a pickerel?
It's a bass, a big one too. I got a good hook in him, so look at that guy.
Looks like it weighs, what, 5 pounds?
Yeah, at least. There you go, second fish of the day.
Let's see that.
Half ounce, dirty jig swim jig, and a swim bait trailer. What do you think? 5?
Yeah, I think that's around 5
Pretty
pounds.
close.
Brother, it's a long road from Amistad to Toho. Doesn't matter which way you go, the miles are all the same. But when you finally get there, and when you pull the cover off, then it's time
You were just saying if we get up on the grass line, we'll start catching fish, and I threw it right down the grass line, bringing it in real slow, and just felt it come up behind it and grab it.
Right, we started with frogs, and I said, you know, I've been here a long time. I said, the bigger fish don't do the same thing as these 1 and 2 pounders. There, I said, they're out here in this deep grass. You work it just like you do down at the Potomac. And there it goes, back down into deep, clear water. It's like 12 feet deep.
Fisherman. Come Thursday morning, I'll have me something.
Another one right away, next cast. Right away, next cast.
Another decent fish, yeah.
Tell them what you're doing here.
I just finally started slowing the swim. Look at that grass.
That's
the
what they're
grass
in. Yeah.
And I started slow rolling that swim jig, and right away got another one.
And you're using a dirty jig, swim jig today?
Half ounce, and
Yep.
then I got a
In black and blue, right?
Yep. Then I guess that's a 5-inch. What is that? A Havoc swim bait?
Right.
In black.
Right. Same ones I mailed out in the free baits offer.
Yep.
Small ponds, guys, you got to get out where there's no other access. Throw swim baits, swim jigs, You do it right, man, it can be a great day. Got cloud cover still. We had some storms, about 72 degrees, wind's really blowing. We'll see you guys in a minute. All right, I'm moving into this cove now. This grass is really growing up. I'm holding the boat right on the edge of it in the deeper water. The milfoil's growing up, and in here the milfoil's grown almost to the surface, even though it's actually 3 feet Another deeper. Dirty jig, swim jig bass. Hit it as soon as it hit the water. The lure hit, sank, that baby pack across, tail started to flap, bang, hit it right away. It's coming out of the deeper water right up into the flats, where it's about 3 feet, and all that milfoil's grown right to the surface. See if we can get some more. Ryan got some two of those really nice ones out there on using that Havoc as a trailer too. So they're in this area. Let's see what we can do. Small ponds, man.
I was throwing this Havoc a little bit ago and I just ripped it up, so I'm changing up to the Mega Claws now that we're getting over this shallow grass so I can burn it and wake it through
What's
there
that, the black and blue with the blue flake?
Yep.
Grande Bass Mega Claws?
Yep.
On the Dirty Jig swim jig.
Jig.
What's the weight on that? Half, 3/8?
This is 3/8, yeah. So this fish actually hit twice here. She hit once and I missed.
It's a good one too, isn't
Came
it?
right back for it. Yeah, it looks about 3. Yeah, 2.5.
But nice, a good healthy fish. Yeah, good, thick, healthy fish.
Yep.
Nailed that Dirty Jigs with the Grande Bass Mega Claws trailer.
This is literally the cast after I just told you I switched up, so maybe we're getting into something here.
Decent, huh? Tell them how you do it, what you do.
You just want to throw it out over top of the grass, let it sink into the pockets and kind of burn it around through there, and every time you hit the grass you want to just yank it off and break it free.
Now when we were in the deeper water, we were working out a little different than that,
We
huh?
were throwing it out and working it real slow, kind of crawling it on the bottom on tops of the weeds, and every time we felt them we were pulling it off. But back up in here you want to kind of burn it a little more.
See, there's pockets of grass in there. I don't know if you can see it, be able to see it on the film, but I'll show you when we get up here closer underwater. That there's big pockets of in between the grass. Now it's milfoil that's here, but then there's another type of the grass. It's a green slimy type grass. I don't actually remember the real name of it, but it's the kind nobody likes, and it's here in Delaware a lot. But it's not black. It's like that, but it's almost like rope when it wraps around the motor. It's very, very strange type of grass. Mixed in with the milfoil though, and in the places where it's on the edges of the deep water and there's pockets, you throw that swim jig or a different pegged small plastic like that, different baits at the edge of that grass in the pocket, very similar to when you work in places like that in the Potomac, except this is just crystal clear. Definitely want to be using that Sunline fluorocarbon here in this.
Pickerel.
Another pickerel. I had a big one too. That's our second big pickerel. I didn't film the first, but it was about 3.5 pounds. A lot of them in here. Now generally this would be a good frog area and we would have gotten way more frog action. We'll have to come back for that, but the sun's not out. When this is sunny and hot, this is one of the places you want to be to throw a frog. And it's got the same kind of grass on the top. You can just scoot that rat across just like a Gunther'sville or something. And it's deep underneath of it, but it grows right to the surface. But they explode through that. A lot of nice quality fish. Okay, we're going to get on out of here. It looks like we might get a shower again. I don't know. Hopefully it's going to clear up and we can get out again later on next week, maybe tomorrow, for a little while on the shore before we head up to Knoxontown or the Upper Bay. So, caught some fish on the swim jigs. That was the pattern over the grass. Threw the frog too. Just got some blow-ups, but didn't really catch anything. So until next time, Steve Von Brandt, fishing small ponds down here in Lower Delaware with Ryan Corsiato, and we'll see you next time down on the water.
Brother, it's a long road from Amistad to Toho. Doesn't matter which way you go, the miles are all the same. But when you finally get there, and when you pull the cover off, then it's time to get a little bit lost out on the lake. Gonna back this boat into the water, find a way to win a couple dollars.